I mean, it's a pleasure to be here with you to have playoff matches coming up in the NWSL. It's the second year with 6 teams making the postseason. So we've got quarterfinal action this weekend, and then the race continues on for the championship and the final. But some really top quality teams in the matches this weekend in the 2 games that will be played on Sunday. I am really excited to dive into like the nitty-gritty details and the analytics of these 4 teams, what we can expect from them, what we're looking at this weekend, and how it's all going to play out. Because one of my favorite things that we do is give our picks and predictions for what's going to happen, who's going to score goals, everything like that, because I get to look into my crystal ball and make some big decisions. It's very fun.
Yeah, and everybody knows we're like always correct on those, right? Har har.
Oh yeah, we've never been wrong, not
Yeah,
once.
yeah, never, ever, ever. Yeah, I'm excited. We were chatting a little bit, contemplating for this and off mic. I'll bring it on mic now. Just the fact that these are, we're here. It's here. This is the playoffs. It's a different phase of the season, quite frankly, for certain teams at this time of year, and that we were gonna have fun with it because when you're in, it's truly anyone's game. That anything
Oh my
can
gosh.
happen, quite frankly. So we are excited to talk about these 4 teams who are going to be going head to head on Sunday. Let's chat a little bit for folks who are new here or unfamiliar with the NWSL playoff schedule and or rules. This is the second official year in which the NWSL is participating in this expanded playoff format. All 8 years prior of the league, it was always the top 4 teams meeting in a semi-final, 4 teams going head to head. And then just last year and this year expanded to 6 teams. That includes a quarter final round, and that is what is going to be taking place this weekend. So we've got Kansas City Current, the number 5 seed, heading to Houston to face off against the number 4 seeded Houston Dash. That's going to be kicking off at 5 p.m. Eastern on Paramount Plus. And then there's a late night quarterfinal matchup. It's going to be number 6 Chicago Red Stars on the road against number 3 San Diego Wave FC. That one you could catch all the action starting at 10 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. It's an exciting time.
It is truly exciting times. Yeah, you can watch almost all of these games throughout the playoffs on CBS Sports Network, except the first one, that Kansas City Current against Houston. That'll be on Paramount Plus, and then the championship, that will be on Paramount Plus and Big CBS. That's October 29th at 8 p.m. prime time. It's in Washington, D.C. at Audi Field. That is huge. But this comes after the playoffs come after the first balanced schedule in NWSL history, the first truly balanced schedule in NWSL history, because with 12 teams in the league, there were 22 games per club, which is also the least amount of games since 2016 that had 20 games in that one. So this truly balanced schedule featured every single team playing against every single opponent, 1 match at home, 1 match away. And that really evened out the playing field as we get into this postseason, because I remember talking about it last year. And it was like, okay, well, this team played this team 3 times, 2 at home, 1 away, and now they're playing away again. Like, how does that balance things out? But it's all balanced this year, which I think makes it more of an even playing field heading into the postseason. But of course, the postseason shakes things up a little bit, as it always does. As we near the end of the regular season, we talked about on here how the rules changed in terms of yellow card accumulation. There was no more yellow card accumulation into the final regular season that would carry over into the playoffs. However, if a player received a red card or a double yellow card, they would have to sit out for a playoff game or their very first regular season match in 2020 in 2020 to the next year. So some of the rules that have changed in this one, we can't end in a draw anymore. We're in the postseason, Sandra. Yep. We got to get a winner. We've got to get a loser. No draws for our picks or for these teams. So at the end of regulation, every single playoff game, if it's tied, will go into extra time, and that'll be 2 15-minute periods. There's no golden goal. Then, if it's still tied after the 30 minutes to 15-minute periods, it will go into penalty kicks. There's still no yellow card accumulation for the playoffs. And the substitution rules remain the same for those that keep track of that. So 5 substitutes per team, not including a concussion substitute. And there are 3 windows other than halftime. So a lot of teams make subs at halftime, and that's not a window. I get questions about this all the time when I'm calling games. They're like, is that a window? Is this a window? How many subs do they have left? However, if a match goes into extra time because it's tied at the end of regulation, each team gets 1 more sub and 1 more substitute window. And additionally, anything that's not used in regulation will carry over into the extra time at the end of a game, because we need a winner, we need a loser. So when you're setting your alarms for these games, we've got the first one, Kansas City, Houston at 5 p.m. Eastern, and then Chicago, San Diego at 10 p.m. Eastern. Set your alarm, allot time for a little bit of extra time, because we always get into that too. It's not just a 2-hour game that's going to end in regulation. This could go into extra time. This could go into penalty kicks. We could be going all night long for these games. I'm excited to talk about it. Yeah, you can definitely take a little nap in between that, Sunday afternoon nap.
Listen, as 2 people who do a show like 75 times a week, I was looking at this schedule and I said, hey, there's maybe a little window of opportunity here for me to maybe get in a nap over this long day, especially with like listening to you like sort of run down the rules and regulations and stuff for these matches, because they are the playoff matches. There has to be a winner. The idea that there's even a possibility of a 10 p.m. Eastern kickoff that could go into extra time or God forbid penalties, like that's a late night.
And it's not. No matter who's playing, that the late night game is going to go into extra time. It's going to go into penalty kicks, because that's just how it goes. But you're exactly right. I'm going to thank the league for scheduling it like this, because with a 5 o'clock kickoff for the first game Eastern, say that goes until 8. We'll give them 3 hours, which is a very long run time. Usually games are about 2 hours total. You still get a 2-hour nap in there on the couch, snuggle up with a blanket, a little cup of tea, plenty of time for a little cat nap before the night game kicking off at 10 p.m. Eastern. I am thrilled about this. I'm really excited that it's here this weekend. I'm just so excited for it, and I'm really excited to talk about it and get your thoughts on the matches and the teams and everything that's happening, because your Chicago Red Stars, they're back in it, Sandra. They are back in it, and we'll get to it.